Ça y est, nous sommes dans le parc Universal. Ah chérie, on est à Universal, tu vois? Oh là là. Oh là. C'est ouf. On est à Universal. Oh là là. Oh la dinguerie. Bon, les boutiques c'est après. Waouh. On est dans un parc d'attractions aux États-Unis quoi. Ça va. Universal c'est encore plus fou que Six Flags. Ça me crée plus d'émotion, je te jure. Oh, Minanima.
Allez. Tu veux qu'on fasse le truc là
Oh là là.
Voilà. Il y a un dinosaure. C'est le truc de Jurassic Park.
World.
Jurassic World.
They're long and buster.
Oh ça cogne hein. Regarde de ce côté plutôt.
Non mi controllare.
On est dans le château de Peach. Oh my god. Oh là là. Hello, salut Peach. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh mon dieu. Oh. Hello. Oh.
What's the rest of this place?
Showing you those teeth. You like those? Look at them. There's about 84 teeth in that mouth. There are 42 teeth on the top, 42 teeth on the bottom. And when one falls out, another one just takes its place. because you've seen those teeth so close up. I hope you realize that the last thing you want to do is put one of the...
Voilà. Hello.
Hello.
Là on sort, désolé pour la tête. Et là on vient de sortir de l'attraction Jurassic World. Comment vous dire, c'est une dinguerie.
C'est une dinguerie.
C'est incroyable.
C'est
On a fait la momie qui était déjà pas mal, même si on a trouvé que c'était un peu court.
Elle est top.
Ouais.
Vraiment, la momie elle est top, mais vachement court.
Ah ouais, mais complètement.
Vraiment.
On était là, d'accord, on était devant un mur et ça y est, c'était fini. On dit ok.
Ouais, non, c'est très court. Franchement, on vous conseille de prendre les passes express.
Ah ouais, mais c'est génial.
Vraiment, c'est
On a
une
fait
rapidité.
la première attraction, c'était l'attraction de Bowser dans Super Nintendo World. L'attraction, elle est vraiment trop bien. Et avec l'Express, on a mis, franchement, 5 minutes.
Et même celle-là, en fait.
On est rentré tout de suite sur celle-là.
L'Express, en fait, tu rentres et quand il y a du monde devant toi, c'est pour rentrer déjà dans l'attraction même.
Ouais.
C'est d'une rapidité, il n'y a pas de fil, rien du tout, franchement.
Ah non, mais c'est trop bien.
Après, c'est à l'heure à laquelle on arrive, quoi.
Ah ouais, mais ouais, complètement. Bon, là, maintenant, on va aller à l'étage. Là où il y a les landes des Simpsons, Harry Potter, et puis Studio Tram Tour. Là, normalement, je vous avoue, on sait pas du tout. On a fermé les yeux quand on est passé devant, mais on n'a pas du tout vu le préolard.
Là, on n'a pas regardé.
On a juste beaucoup trop hâte. En plus, c'est là-bas qu'on est censé aller manger, donc direction préolard.
On y va.
So everything's connected. If you're an actor working in one of the stages, your dressing room is just steps away in the same building, so it's super duper convenient. Okay, so we've seen the front lot. Now in a moment we're going to make a turn to the left, I believe, and then we're going to enter the back lot of our studio.
And the greatest drive.
Her name is Jessica.
They're the best. I love that. Even though
CJ.
owes me $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
Thank you, Jimmy. Yes, we do have safety rules to go over. First, if you need guest assistance during the tour, like if you have a medical emergency, little neighborhoods within the Metro Set area. And coming up on the right, you'll see Brownstone Street. Movies like Gone Girl and Home Alone 2 Lost in New York are filmed there. But if you're a Back to the Future fan, on the right coming up, there's a Lion Estates billboard. On the left, the Lion Estates entrances. That's because for select nights this month, Universal Studios Hollywood has a special event called Universal Fan Fest Nights. I'll talk more about it at the end of the tour. But one of the features of Fan Fest Nights is something called Destination Hill Valley, where you, if you attend Fan Fest Nights, get to walk around Courthouse Square. That's our next stop on the tour. And Courthouse Square was Hill Valley in the Back to the Future films, starring Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. And so the courthouse on the left was the clock tower in Back to the Future. The film was written and produced by Bob Gale. He'll talk about the role these sets played in the movie.
It was actually the back lot of Courthouse Square that inspired the entire climax to Back to the Future.
I had scenes up there, the clock tower on that ledge. This ledge about that wide. And I was standing inside looking at the ledge, and I already had vertigo. I just thought there's no way in the world, no way I'm going to stand on that. I was up there for quite a while. Of course, I had a cable.
Now, lots of other movies have filmed here over the years, of course. Classics like To Kill a Mockingbird and Inherit the Wind. This was the town of Kingston Falls in the movie Gremlins. And Charlie's Angels did some filming here with Drew Barrymore, Cameron Diaz, and Lucy Liu. Courthouse Square evokes a small town theme, if that's what filmmakers need. If they need the big city, well, that's our next stop. Our New York City sets are coming up. My co-host for the tour works in the real New York, so we'll talk about what it's like filming there.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighbor. Always got mugged over there. An old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here. Yeah, it's cool, guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Thank you, Jimmy. Big movies are filmed on these sets like Hobbs and Shaw, Disney's Captain America, The First Avenger, and Paramount's Transformers, as well as TV shows like St. Dennis Medical, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, American Ninja Warrior, Just a few weeks ago, Suits LA was filming here. There's a lot of brick on these sets. None of it's real. The brick wall on the right is made of fiberglass sheeting. Anything that looks like concrete or stone on our sets, that's really plaster. We'll get one look at the end of our main New York City street coming up on the right-hand side. But we're leaving our metro sets behind. Up next on our screens, we'll hear from an Oscar-winning filmmaker named Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to do movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I like films that just take you away from real life. Sweep you up the edge. Kong literally does that. Ship, you're sailing from a lost island, monsters, creatures from prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
Also, please stay seated and keep in mind King Kong 360 3D involves shaking and rocking, so please hold on tightly to your personal belongings. If you drop an item in this building, I will not be able to retrieve it for you. Those Western sets coming up are called 6 Points. Classic Westerns in film there, like Death Street Rides Again with Marlena Dietrich and My Little Chickadee with Mae West, and more recent films like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. On the left-hand side, though, we have this cute little body of water. That is a human-made lake. We put it there for filmmaking purposes. It was the Black Lagoon in Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Ah, ça a été filmé là derrière où il y a l'eau là. C'est un film qui s'appelait Black Lagoon.
The 1936 film Showboat, starring Paul Robeson and Hattie McDaniel, also filmed out there. Now, at this point, I get to remind everyone to stay seated during the entire tour. Again, the studio is private property, so if you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the red cord to get my attention, and I'll be back to assist you. But do remain seated on the tram. Now, we do like to say on the back lot, the whole world is just around the corner, so our next stop is Europe. generally Europe. Coming up on the right, this is called Little Europe because the sets often double for different European countries. But in the NBC comedy series The Good Place, this was the afterlife.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad. What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
In addition to the afterlife, this was the make-believe country of Genovia in Princess Diaries 2 with Royal Engagement. Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy went on a date here in the Muppets. This was Paris, France, for a scene in that film. And this was a fairy tale kingdom in Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, starring Brandy and Whitney Houston. And back in the 1930s and 40s, all of our classic monster movies filmed here, like Dracula, Frankenstein, and my personal favorite, The Invisible Man with Claude Rains. Dracula was our first monster movie hit, though, of the sound era. And two versions of it filmed here simultaneously, an English language version and a Spanish language version with a different cast. The Spanish language cast was led by Carlos Villarreal and Lupita Tovar. They would come in at night and film on the same sets. Both versions were released in early 1931, and they were both big hits. So after the success of the two Draculas, Universal said, oh, audiences like getting scared, they like monsters, let's keep making monster movies. So that's how it began. Now we have a more contemporary set off to the left, that big gray house. It was built for the Hallmark Channel talk show Home and Family. They filmed there for about 9 years. More recently, it was the home of the influencer on Bel Air, and that house is a practical set. A practical set has a full interior, so you can film inside and out. Up next, though, I think we're going to drive through a sound stage. Stage 50 up ahead is available to us, and the entrance to Stage 50 is bumpy. So please hold on to your personal belongings and stay seated. We're going to see a fully dressed set in here. So the set is made up to look like a subway station. There's even lighting equipment already set up. So whatever production's going to be using this set, I think they're coming in tomorrow to start. We're actually not sure what production's going to be in here. That happens a lot when movies and TV shows film here. They don't have to give out their titles. Once again, please stay seated for your safety. So productions will withhold their titles sometimes. That felt like a tremor. Earthquake, the big one, and nice Still packs a punch. All right, up next we're going to have our first of two quiet zones. This is again for the new Peacock series, The Burbs, starring Keke Palmer. So I'm going to go off the microphone, and during this first quiet zone, we're going to pay a visit to Amity Island. It's the town from the movie Jaws.
ça, on va dans des vrais. On va faire là-bas. Je sais, j'ai vu. Oh, t'as le bruit juste là.
Oui, me semble. On va aller si ça va prendre peu.
Là, il est pas long. J'ai vu.
Tu l'as vu, Mika? Il était grand.
Il fait brou.
Il fait blanc. Il est blanc.
Et brou. Bon, quand est-ce qu'on va aller le bac? T'imagines que c'est factice quand même?
Ouais.
Tu te rends compte que c'est factice?
Ouais. Il fait des parois, il n'y a rien.
On va voir là où il y a coulé de boue.
Alright, we are coming out of the quiet zone for the time being, and we've entered Old Mexico. Here we're going to stop for a demonstration of weather effects, a very important element of movie making. So if a filmmaker needs a thunderstorm, this is how it would be provided. We've got some fake thunder and lightning to start off, and then we'll get the fake rain to go with it in a moment. And we got a nice little instant thunderstorm on a sunny day. Easy as that. Now, even if it is really raining, we have to use fake rain for filmmaking purposes. Real rain is worse than useless. It is, it'll get everything wet, but it will not read on camera. It's invisible on camera. So real rain moves too fast, and also real raindrops are sometimes so teeny tiny. They just don't show up on camera. So this rain is coming out of sprinklers that shoot it up a little, so it's falling more slowly. And the raindrops are nice and big, so it will read on camera. I mean, with real rain, sometimes you can't even see it with the naked eye, and a camera lens is not as discerning as an eyeball. Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. That looks like a flash flood. Flash flood has been an attraction on the tour since 1968. It was the first major attraction added to the tour. All right, as we exit our flash flood, we're entering our second quiet zone for the birds. This one's going to be a little longer. We're going to get fairly close to the area of active filming. So I'll try to put some silent clips on our screens when I can to illustrate what we're looking at, and I'll talk to you all a little bit later.
Regarde.
vue Steven Spielberg et Kirk Douglas.
Oui, la vue Steven Spielberg.
Oh. Regarde les tout premiers. Belle vie, Thibaut.
All right, we're out of the quiet zone just in time for a visit to the Bates Motel. There's Norman Bates. He just came out of that room. He's the title character in the film Psycho. I think we should go. Yeah, we're gonna go. Alright, we're gonna say goodbye to Norman, but up next we're gonna say hello to his mom. Coming up on the left is the Psycho house. It's the real house from the film. The home of Norman's mother, and mother I think is home. She's up on the second floor in her rocking chair. So if you see her through a window, give her a wave. She loves her fans. She's a real sweetheart. Yeah, she loves that. Thank you.
La maison de psychose, les gars.
And this is the real house from the film. Originally built as just a two-sided facade. We've since completed the exterior, so it has a more finished look. All right, up next we're going to head into one of the largest sets in movie history from the film War of the Worlds, directed by Steven Spielberg. This is called the Crash Set. And yes, that is a real plane. It's a retired commercial 747. And we'll hear from Steven and production designer Rick Carter. They'll talk a little more about the set.
The War of the World crash.
The airplane crash is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision of Steven.
When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in the because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Okay. Got them closed? Robbie, get in. Get in.
And again, this is a real plane. It's only in the finished film for less than a minute, but Steven Spielberg wanted the real thing, so of course he got it. All right, as we head out of the crash set, we are about 10 minutes from the end of the tour. We'll be returning to the theme park shortly. Remember to pull the emergency cord if you need assistance and remain seated at all times. And it looks like we're not pulling out of the crash set just yet, so I'll tell you a little more about it. So the plane was in an airplane graveyard when it was purchased for War of the Worlds for $60,000. And then it was chopped into pieces, and each piece had to be shipped to the filming location. The shipping cost $200,000, more than the cost of the plane. Other productions have filmed here really recently. A long-form music video called Brighter Days Ahead by Ariana Grande did some filming at the plane crash set. And one of my favorite TV shows, the sketch comedy series Key and Peele, did a little filming here as well. One half of Key and Peele is Oscar-winning filmmaker Jordan Peele that we work with at Universal. And up next we're going to visit sets from his movie Nope. In the world of the film, the sets are called Jupiter's Claim, and Jordan Peele is going to tell us all about it.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie kid show. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Not. A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Anyway, behind this golden fantasy, gold rush frontier lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the Parc's Welcome to the world of no.
We're going to head out of Jupiter's Claim, and up next we're going to check out a big blue wall just up ahead to the right. There's a big blue wall and a basin in front of it. That's called Falls Lake. Filmmakers use it to film scenes set in big bodies of water. Why go to a real body of water where you cannot control the elements when you can come to Falls Lake and control everything as a filmmaker, and it'll look real in the finished film. That's all that really matters. So filmmakers will fill the basin with water, and they put their actors and their set pieces in there. After filming, they'll use CGI, computer-generated imagery, to remove the blue color on the wall and fill it in with whatever you want in the far background, like the horizon line, the sky, the clouds, that kind of thing. Here's the movie Sully, starring Tom Hanks. So Sully was based on the true story of the plane that landed on the Hudson River in New York City back in 2009. So to recreate the Miracle on the Hudson, as it was called, they came to Falls Lake.
Evacuate.
I was actually here giving tours the day they filmed all of this. We could see everything from our perspective on the studio tour. We saw the plane, there was a real plane out there, the actors were really out there standing on the wings, jumping in the water, big wind machines were going. So in this shot, everything's real, except for the Manhattan skyline in the far background. That's where the blue wall is, but it was absolutely seamless. And on that note, we're coming to the end of our tour for today. On behalf of everybody at Universal Studios Hollywood, we hope you enjoyed your exclusive behind-the-scenes Hollywood access. Thank you to our past members for being with us. If you're not a past member, you can head to the Universal box office to see how you can upgrade to an annual pass. You can come back again and again, and come back next year for our new roller coaster, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. While you're in the park today, you can download the Universal Studios Hollywood app to confirm we're open till 6, check wait times, get mobile food ordering, and more. And to purchase any of the NBC Universal movies and TV shows you've seen on the tour, visit uphe.com, where you can ask today at one of our retail stores. And plan to come back select nights this month for the best of sci-fi, fantasy, gaming, and anime at the all-new Universal Fan Fest nights. Experience your favorite franchises every event night, all in one place. To find out more and purchase tickets, you can visit universalstudioshollywood.com. And for everybody who just finished their very first studio tour, you now have something in common with some big celebrities. They've taken the tour too.
I've been on that tour so many times since I was a kid, and I just love it every time.
The first time I ever went on the Universal lot, we did the tour.
I grew up in Los Angeles, and that was like the place to go and see Jaws.
I got my introduction to Universal Studios through the tour, and so then to be in the movies and seeing the trams drive by, it's very overwhelming.
One of the coolest things actually that shooting at Universal is sometimes you shoot on the lot.
Ouais, mais j'aime trop.
It's like there's Jaws, or like there's the
Il faut qu'on
Flash,
aille là-bas
all
où,
those
de l'autre
trams
côté.
are riding around. It's the coolest thing ever.
1979. Back then, tram drivers were kind of a little reckless, a little crazy. There was no restriction on cars going anyway. We used to drive all over and kind of duel with them back and forth.
I have so many amazing memories of the lot when we were shooting Back to the Future.
Being here brings me back in time, I'll tell you that.
The tram would come through, the tourists would see Michael J. Fox, and they're taking a camera, snap, snap, snap. So one day, Michael J. Fox had his own camera, and every time the tourists came through snapping their pictures, he ran out and he started taking pictures of them.
I love that story. Okay, on that note, it looks like we are just about to head into the plaza to exit, so I'll go ahead and roll credits. And again, happy birthday to everybody celebrating birthdays with us today, and happy fake birthday to people who took.
Oh my god. Ça y est. Ça y est les amis. On y est. On n'avait pas regardé jusqu'à présent quand on est arrivé. Et oh là là. Là franchement j'ai une pensée pour Raphaël. Je pense que tu comprendras mon émotion. Oh mon dieu. Oh, Poudlard Express. Oh my god. J'ai vu. Ouais. J'ai plus trop les mots là, les amis. C'est juste incroyable. Oh my god. Là, il y a mon mari d'amour. Ah oui, Thibaut. Waouh. Et la tête coupée. Waouh. On est chez Onéduc. Ice cream. Oh my god. Je crois qu'on va faire 1 milliard de photos ici, je te le dis franchement mon cœur. Oh là là. C'est ouf. Oh, il va falloir qu'on se barre. On mange là, mon amour. Voilà, là c'est l'endroit où on va manger. Oh, fish and chips. Ça, je vais peut-être me prendre ça, moi. Waouh. Oh my god. Oh mon dieu. Pardon. Excuse-moi, mon amour. Oh my god. Oh là là. On va aller manger là? Hello. Wow. Bon là je crois que on ne peut pas voir les lettres aussi proches. Enfin, on peut aussi, mais là, entre eux. Hein.
J'ai les baraques, c'est ouf.
Ah ouais, mais de fou.
Avec les cactus là.
Petit drapeau américain. La titine.